Hey guys, so I wanted to talk about our weaning situation this year, and every year it's going to change, and don't just do what I did this one year, because next year I might do something different. You just have to work it out for yourself, and whatever kind of labor issues you got to work with and feed and that sort of thing. But so we got those ewes and lambs, and there were some kids in there also, you saw the other day. So we put the ewes in this pasture here. You can see them over there, and there's I think around 160 ewes, and then we put the kids and lambs over here on this side. So it's sort of like fence line weaning, you might say, in a way. We've got this water tank set up. Now that's got that salt brine mix. See, we put the salt in that kind of a plastic water permeable bag in there, and then I put some vinegar in there. Now we've decided for the amount of animals in here, I think they're small. They only need maybe a quarter of an ounce of vinegar a day at this point. So we decided, I think it's a couple gallons a day. So I have to come up here and put it in. I'll put it in the morning and some at night, because that floats on it. And I know some are going to get too much, and then I'll put some in at night. In the between time, it's going to run out. But it's not rocket surgery, guys. So just do the best you can. This water is just plain water. I can come over here and get plain water from this. Okay. Now we're also putting out the salt mix. So here we got the salt, the Redmond's conditioner. We're using soybean meal as enticer to make them eat. We want them to eat more than they would without it. And we got some baking soda in that. Okay, and that's just some apple cider vinegar free choice. They're not consuming it as much as I'd like to see, so that's why we're putting it in that water tank too. Okay, and we've got a couple of tubs of this. We need to put some more out. And that little scoop there, that's just a scoop to poop out. Every day some of them poop in there, and that little cat poop scooper works fairly well, as good as anything. Okay. Okay, they can come out of that. They've got this loaf and shed area to get into, really for shade. They'll find all of them in there, most of them in the heat of the day. Now it's cooler, it's towards evening. And so they can come out these gates and find their way out here to this cover crop we've been growing. Now we planted this. We had oats out here. We planted back probably in March, and then we baled them. And then we did graze some. We baled a third of them because there was just so much the animals couldn't keep up with it. And then we grazed 2/3 of this it's about 30-acre pasture. And then we planted the oats, or the sorghum sedan mix, and I can show you there's other things in this mix also. And you can see there's a lot of tonnage there. And you see they kind of work at it from the outside going in. You'll find some goats kind of on in there a little bit. They're a little more brave. They got more courage maybe, or curiosity. But they still don't like to go clear on in. And we've got that with a 2-wire electric fence on, just probably 20 yards from where I'm standing maybe. Is all we gave them, because there's just so much in here. So there's a couple different kinds of sorghum Sudan. There's this real tall one you see. There's this medium height. There's a lot of it, more of it probably. Well, there's a milo stalk we threw in there. Threw some milo in there we had left over from last year. There's some, there's some millet. Of course, there's some giant ragweed and this velvet leaf, and they don't really care for that velvet leaf at this stage. They'll knock it down. That's about it. There's sun hemp in here somewhere. They really like it. There's some cowpeas. There's another legume, I kind of forgot what it was. Mung beans. I think there's some mung beans in here. Yeah, see, I can hardly walk through this. There's a sunflower. You got some sunflower seeds on there. They'll eat them seeds, boy, they like that. Okay, so what had happened, we, back in probably early to mid-July, we're getting everybody up and we castrate then, we give a shot of the Endovac, 1 cc, and a CD&T, and the brand we use is give 2 cc's on the first shot and 2 cc's on the second. So we give them their first shot and we castrate any of the ram lambs or buck kids that we don't want to keep for replacements. If we want to keep for replacements, we have to get them out then, because we've had, if you leave them in till about this time of year, we've had some kids and lambs born Christmas time. You know, that mean, I mean, they're getting bred now. So we get them out. We don't like having that happen, and every once in a while we still miss one, and you don't think they could breed, but yeah, they're big enough and you'll start having kids or lambs when you go out Christmas morning. And that's not much fun. So then we get them up again, and then in August or whenever we have time. It's not real critical then because we got them castrated, and we'll go ahead and wean them then, and that's more just based on how much and what quality of forage they have where they're at with their moms. They can stay on it. We have some that's still out with their moms. They've got pretty good forage. These we weaned to let that forage grow back up where they were. Now we had some other places we weaned, and we throwed them in with these before we even had a lot of these weaned. So there was already some goats in here. We had weaned the goats, took the nannies to another place that we needed to get some brush control. A guy wanted to have them there, and so the goats were already weaned. Probably 150 of the lambs were already weaned from another place, and then we moved those ewes again to another pasture to let the one they were in grow up for fall feed and winter. And so when we weaned these other day, there was, I don't know, let's say maybe a couple hundred lambs that actually got weaned out of this bunch. It's pretty quiet here now, but sometimes there in the evening when they come into that pen and the ewes come up there, it'll get a little noisy. They'll bawl at each other. So that's what we do right now. We get them up and we give them shots, castrate them, put everybody back with their moms, unless they're going to be bucklings or rams that we're going to keep. Then we can't do that. And we keep them intact. We just have to, we fence them out in the same stuff with a smart fence while we had them, and they got to eat some of this weeds and things up here. But now we don't have a place really exactly to keep them that they won't get out of. as that smart fence, if they want to go breed something, it's probably not going to hold them. And so they're just in a pen, well, basically eating hay and a little oats in that pen there until we can get a place that we'll move them out to. So they've stripped all this lamb's quarter. The reason that's called lamb's quarter, they really like it. But I don't know how much, I'm going to say that could be 4 ton to the acre, 3 ton to the acre stuff. There's a lot of moisture in that. So it's not, the dry matter base is probably not as much as you think. We baled some that was maybe similar, maybe not that tall or thick. It was about around 2 ton an acre once we had it, dried in a bale. So you can see after they were just put out here yesterday, of course, only been 24 hours basically, but they've hardly touched it. But there's, I can't remember now, 350 or maybe more goats and kids and lambs out here. They're out there somewhere. I don't know. Sometimes you just see some of those stalks shaking a little bit. There goes one. And there's basically a 2-wire electric fence around this whole 30 acres, and then we just strip graze it with another 2-wire polywire. And it works, especially when they got plenty to eat. They don't care about going anywhere. And they know what that wire is. And so that's kind of how we've done the weaning this year. If you've asked me what I think of the salt mix and doing it that way, what I think about the apple cider vinegar, I don't know what to tell you. I know we've had really good results. We've had a good year. We've had a good kid crop. They're growing and doing well. Death loss has been lower. Is that because of those two things? I don't know. It's been a dry summer, which helps with your parasites. We've rotated animals more frequently, so I'm going to say that has a lot to do with it, But that being said, we're not stopping the apple cider vinegar and the salt mix. It's not terribly expensive. And so we don't want to change anything right now. So if you're using those things, you might, post your results down there in the comments or something, see what you think of it. We're going to keep doing it. I don't really have a definitive answer for you. But if you was to ask me, I'd say, yeah, use it for what it costs.